All right, everybody, welcome back in. This is Algorithmore, and this is Stormgate. That's right. Playing this game today, this is jayxp123. Sending out his servos for their fast expand. And his opponent today is Usmani Sanko, also known as Senegalo Ruskov. At least that's what Jay told me. And I'm telling y'all, people tell me who their opponents are, and they're not always right. And I just tell you what I think they are. I think this is Senegalo Ruskov, but if this is not Senegalo Ruskov, I am sorry. It's the best that I can do. And Senegalo Ruskov is a very strong Infernal player as of right now. He's one of the strongest Infernal players on the ladder. And has won the last two Ariel Stormgate circuit weekly tournaments. The first two, I should say, and the last two. And so we'll see if he's able to take that power forward in this game as well. Knowing that we are still in 0.4.2, and that means Infernals are still a little bit overpowered here. At least considered to be so. The Brutes seem to be a little strong. Poor Phantoms all died here. Oh no. They all go down. They're just waiting for that Brute to show up. But wait, there's a scout out here from Jay. Running around the outside. Maybe didn't quite see that creeping going on at the tower. Scout comes in, sees the timing on the base. Now Jay went for the fast expand, so his base is up. He's got those are his first racks? No, his second, third racks. This is first racks. That's where the scout came out of, and we got kinetic redirect already on the way. And the scout chilling here trying to take the vision camp, while these fiends want to stop that from happening, and successfully do. But third base already on the way for Senegalo here. He's sending a Brood out to go deal with that dog, I think. Whereas his army, what was it doing out there? He's creeping this vision tower as well. And I guess that Brute wasn't going to go take the dog. There we go. Finally grabs a Brute and says, go get the dog. The dog has to flee back to his side of the map. This base almost up. Interestingly, no effigy there. And it looks like creeping the Luminite cap for Senegalo. And we have servos on their way out here, plus a bunch of lancers. I'm guessing those servos are on their way to a third. And who knows where the lancers are off to. Scouter fighting a fiend. Scouter. Let's call them that from now on, the Scouters. Luminite Tower goes down, and Senegalo's in retreat back to his third, it looks like, or maybe he's going to this energy camp. That's where all his units seem to be rallied. A lot of fiends there. And I did like the way he attacked with the Brute first to get the aggro on the Brute, so the fiends aren't going to take all that extra damage. So that goes down. Meanwhile, Jay has taken over the Luminite camp with his army, and that army of Lancers is starting to look a little nasty. Now, this is well defended already for Senegalo. The Lancers are coming in. They do a good job of getting on top of the Fiends, and now, huge Nightfall infestation. Oh my god, those Lancers start going down so quick. I haven't actually seen Lancers go down that fast before. We heard the loud attacks from the imps there. Actually, a lot of them stay up. I thought I saw a few go down. I see what looks like maybe some Lancer corpses down there. But I'm still seeing a good 8 of them in retreat, and that's about how many I saw march down there. So perhaps I was hallucinating as I watched some of those Lancers go down. And Senegalo looks like heading out to just keep on that creeping income. Has retaken the Luminite camp. and has made his way over to the Therium camp. Now remember, this camp's super out of position on the map. It's right here way in the corner, which means if there was aggression at the moment, it might take a while for Senegalo to get home, say if they're attacking the natural here. We got Infernal Fury on the way, also with Quick Draw Hustle on the way, and our first Exos popping out. Lancers healing up in the healing camp, which is great when you're trying to preserve those units. Third base already up for Jay. And what do we got over here? Another Lancer out. And a fourth base going down for Senegalo. Little Scout Lancer here. Woo! Speedy Kinetic Redirect runs away. Spriggan's up above. Getting on top of the Exos. Getting a few Exo kills. Lancers on the front line getting a little bit low. But Senegalo chooses to run home. Huge Nightfall Infestation landing on the Lancers. The Lancers try to pull back as they're out of range of their support Exos and Vulcan. And now Jay's on a push, and he's decided to take the division camp here while Senegalo turns to fight. Zone reinforcements showing up. Weaver lashes in on a Vulcan, but the Vulcan manages to jump jet back away and actually stays alive. That means its DPS is going to continue to go down, and that's going to help out a lot for Jay. That might be actually what turns the tide here, as the lone Vulcan staying alive is enough to just chew through that ground army. Exos behind, supporting by defending it from the Spriggans above. And Senegalo's moving back to get his healing camp so that he does get that passive regen, which is very critical when you're fighting some of these battles versus your opponent here. And Jay's choosing to push down into the third while Senegalo was back creeping his base. And we're starting to see the static D of this base go down. Whole base is going to go down. Senegalo is just waiting for the right time to come in. He's coming in with a nice concave on the left. Nightfall Infestation to capture a lot of those units. Vulcan doing tanking in the front, and Jay's going to have to pull back. Notice how the imps there, who are moving to this fourth base on the right, kind of told on themselves. Jay doing his best to micro out, and Senegalo letting him get away. I think he could have chased him down a bit more and maybe killed some more Exos there. These are the imps that I talk about telling on themselves. Excuse me. Pardon me there. But Jay's coming in. He followed those imps over here, basically. Because I know you got another base over here I can take out. And it's brought in a very small force. But seems to be holding its own against these Spriggans and a few Brutes and a Weaver. The Weaver did get a lash on the Vulcan, so the Vulcan went down. And now these Bio has to retreat. Hornets arriving up above, but there's just a huge Spriggan Air Force here. And this Bio Ball is forced to retreat, but they turn and fight finally as they arrive with the Vulcan. And doing an okay job of pushing the Infernals back. And we watch as those Spriggans are just getting peeled off by the Exos and Hornets. Medtech showing up as well. And Jay being like, fine, if you're not going to fight me, I'm going to come back and start putting pressure on this base again. At least he's regrouping to do so. More Vulcans, Exos, and Lancers showing up. Again, Hornets above, that'll be really helpful against the Spriggan army. And I see Senegalo trying to go for a flank here, not wanting to let Jay be able to retreat out of this. Coming in the back, and Jay saying, fine, I'm going to just pull into this nice protected area here. Skymine's doing a good job of chasing back the Spriggan force, and it looks like it's only land down here. And now who's getting the flank? It's Jay coming in with some Exos on the right-hand side to flank this army of Senegalo and getting really good kills. Senegalo tries to run away with the last few Brutes and Fiends, but does not. Now it's the poor Imps that are trying to run away. A couple jump jacks go to get some really nice line attack on those Imps as they peel away. And finally, this base is going to go down. Jay with a really clutch engage there. managing to get some of his reinforcements to come in behind and flank the units, catching Senegalo in a flank, the flank that Senegalo was hoping to catch Jay in. Beautiful turning of the tables there by Jay. This base is back up and running again. It says there's 16 workers there. No, that's not accurate. That's still got a little bit of bug there, unless you select the building, tell you exactly how many are working. Jay's pulled back to recapture this camp for the second time. Notice that means it was on level 3. Those camps start at level 2, which is why they're tougher. And now Jay with a deadly force coming in here. And Senegalo doing his best to split and go for a flank again. I love this way that players are playing now to pre-split their army and use it to try and get better concaves and better engages, which is what he's done here, although I don't know if he had enough. As there's just a big ball of exos here, and we know how deadly they can be, especially against melee units that aren't going to be able to even make it into range before the exos might be able to pull them off. And nice control here, but I do think the exo ball is enough. That I don't think these Weavers and Brutes are going to be too much. You either got to fully commit, but if you do, like I said, as you're walking into this Exo Ball, your Weavers are already going down. Lone Weaver pops, Brute goes down, it's just Gaunts in behind, and that's going to be GG from Senegal.